The fluorescent lights hummed overhead in the sterile corridors of Metropolitan General Hospital as Marcus Chen adjusted his security uniform and began his midnight rounds. The night shift was always quieter, with only the soft beeping of monitors and the occasional shuffle of medical staff breaking the silence. What the rowdy group of college students stumbling through the emergency room entrance didn't realize was that the unassuming Asian security guard checking IDs possessed 15 years of Navy SEAL experience and nerves forged in the mountains of Afghanistan. The leader of the group, a cocky fraternity president named Blake Morrison, sneered as he approached the reception desk with his intoxicated friends trailing behind. They'd been bar hopping since evening, and now one of their pledges needed stitches after a drunken fall. Blake's entitled attitude had gotten him through life so far, and he saw no reason to show respect to what he considered just hospital security. Marcus maintained his professional demeanor as he approached the group, noting their aggressive body language and slurred speech. "Gentlemen, I need you to keep your voices down. This is a hospital, and we have patients trying to rest. Who made you king of this place?" Blake shot back, pulling out his phone to start recording. "You think that badge makes you tough?" His friends laughed, emboldened by alcohol and their leader's bravado. They began making crude jokes about Marcus's ethnicity, their voices echoing through the lobby. The veteran security guard continued his patient approach, but his trained eye cataloged every detail, the way Blake carried himself like someone who'd had martial arts training, the coordination between the group members, the designer clothes that spoke of wealthy families and connections. When Blake deliberately knocked over a display of health brochures, Marcus knew the situation was escalating beyond simple intoxication. Dr. Sarah Mitchell emerged from behind the nurse's station, her tired eyes taking in the scene. She'd been pulling double shifts for weeks, and the last thing she needed was a disturbance in her ER. "Is there a problem here, Marcus?" "Nothing I can't handle, Doc," Marcus replied calmly, positioning himself between the doctor and the increasingly aggressive visitors. That's when Blake made his first mistake. He shoved Marcus hard in the chest, sending him back a step. The response was instantaneous and controlled. Marcus absorbed the impact, redirected Blake's momentum, and had him face down on the linoleum floor before the fraternity president could blink. The takedown was textbook SEAL training, efficient, non-damaging, and absolutely decisive. Blake's friends immediately started recording, but they captured something different than they expected. Instead of an aggressive security guard attacking innocent students, their phones showed a professional restraint that spoke of serious military background. When two of them tried to rush Marcus simultaneously, they found themselves gently but firmly deposited in nearby chairs, completely unharmed but thoroughly subdued. The hospital's surveillance system recorded everything in high definition, but that didn't stop Blake's social media team from working overtime. Within hours, edited clips appeared across multiple platforms showing only Marcus's defensive actions, carefully trimmed to remove all context. The captions painted him as a rogue security guard attacking college students, and the comments section filled with manufactured outrage. Hospital administrator Janet Kovac called Marcus into her office the next morning, her expression grim as she gestured to the computer screen displaying the viral videos. "Marcus, I've received dozens of calls from concerned citizens and 3 from the mayor's office. The family is threatening lawsuits, and the media is picking up the story." "Ma'am, the security footage shows exactly what happened," Marcus replied, his military bearing evident even in civilian clothes. "I defended hospital staff and patients according to protocol." "I understand that, but the optics are terrible. I'm placing you on administrative leave pending a full investigation." Janet's voice carried genuine regret. "I'm sorry, Marcus. Your service record here is exemplary, but my hands are tied." That evening, Marcus sat in his modest apartment, watching the local news coverage with his neighbor and friend, retired Army Ranger Tommy Rodriguez. The reporter's voice carried a tone of assumed guilt as she described the violent altercation at Metropolitan General. "This is character assassination," Tommy muttered, crushing his empty beer can. "I've seen you work, Hermano. You wouldn't hurt a fly unless it was threatening innocent people." Marcus's phone buzzed with a text from investigative journalist Lisa Park. "I smell something fishy about this story. The editing is too clean, too coordinated. Can we meet?" The next day, Lisa arrived at a downtown coffee shop with her laptop and a stack of printed documents. Her reputation for exposing corruption had made her both respected and feared in local political circles. "I've been digging into your Blake Morrison," she said, sliding a folder across the table. "His father owns 3 construction companies that have been bidding on city contracts. And look at this, Blake's been training at an underground fight club that caters to rich kids who want to play tough guy." Marcus studied the photographs showing Blake in expensive fighting gear, surrounded by other young men from prominent families. "Explains his technique. He knew what he was doing when he came at me." "There's more," Lisa continued, opening her laptop. "The hospital's IT contractor contacted me through back channels. Says there are backup servers that automatically mirror all security footage to an off-site location. The original, unedited recordings should still exist." While Lisa worked her sources, Marcus found himself fighting a different kind of battle. His grandmother, elderly Korean War widow Mrs. Chen, had become a target for harassment. Someone had spray-painted racial slurs on her front door, and threatening phone calls came at all hours. "You don't have to stay here, Halmoni," Marcus said, helping her clean the vandalism. "I can arrange for you to visit Aunt Jenny until this blows over." The elderly woman straightened her small frame with dignity that reminded him why he'd chosen to serve others. "I survived the war, the immigration, and 40 years of other people's prejudice. Some spoiled children won't drive me from my home." That resolve strengthened Marcus's determination to clear his name through proper channels rather than simply disappearing. But when a brick crashed through his grandmother's living room window with a note reading "Foreign trash go home," he realized the other side wasn't playing by civilized rules. Tommy was already on the phone when Marcus arrived. "Called in some favors. Got 5 guys willing to provide security for your grandmother, and I found something interesting about our boy Blake." He handed Marcus a printout from the county clerk's office. His daddy's company just got awarded a $20 million contract to renovate the hospital's emergency wing. Funny timing, don't you think? The pieces clicked into place. They needed a distraction from scrutiny on the contract. A controversial security incident that makes headlines while the paperwork gets processed quietly. Lisa's investigation had revealed the digital breadcrumbs leading back to a sophisticated disinformation campaign. The viral videos had been posted by accounts linked to a public relations firm retained by Morrison Construction. But they needed concrete proof that would hold up in court. "The backup servers are kept in a storage facility across town," Lisa explained as they met in Tommy's garage that night. "Physical access is restricted, but there's a maintenance window tomorrow night when the automated systems run diagnostics." Marcus studied the facility blueprints Tommy had obtained through his security company connections. "Too risky. If we get caught, it undermines everything we're trying to prove." "What if we don't have to break in?" Lisa asked, her phone buzzing with an encrypted message. "My contact says he can remotely access the backup system during the maintenance window. All we need is someone on site to physically restart the server if the connection fails." The plan required military precision. While Lisa coordinated with the IT contractor and Tommy maintained overwatch, Marcus would infiltrate the storage facility and ensure the data transfer completed successfully. They had one chance to retrieve the unedited footage before Blake's family's legal team found a way to have it destroyed. The industrial district was dark and quiet when Marcus approached the storage facility. His black clothes and soft-soled boots made him nearly invisible as he moved between the rows of identical buildings. The security system was basic, more concerned with keeping out vandals than trained infiltrators, slipped through a loading dock that Tommy's reconnaissance had identified as having a faulty lock. The corridor beyond was lined with climate-controlled units, each humming quietly in the darkness. Following the building schematic on his phone, Marcus located the server room and found it exactly as the contractor had described. The backup drives were spinning normally, but the connection indicator showed red. Marcus located the Ethernet cable and discovered it had been deliberately unplugged. As he reconnected it, footsteps echoed in the corridor outside. 3 figures appeared in the doorway, Blake Morrison and 2 older men Marcus didn't recognize. But their body language and coordinated movement suggested professional training far beyond college fight clubs. "Couldn't leave well enough alone, could you?" Blake's voice carried a different tone, now colder, more calculated. "Daddy's got too much invested in this contract to let some security guard play hero." The first man moved with the fluid confidence of serious martial arts training. Marcus recognized the stance immediately, Krav Maga, probably military or law enforcement background. The fight was brief and brutal, ending when Marcus used the man's own momentum to send him crashing into a server rack. Blake came next, and Marcus could see that his expensive training had given him real skills. But there was a crucial difference between learning techniques in a controlled environment and applying them under genuine stress. When Blake overcommitted to a combination that would have looked impressive in a gym, Marcus trapped his arm and took him to the ground with minimal force. The third man was reaching for something in his jacket when Tommy appeared in the doorway. "Security. Everyone freeze." His voice carried the authority of someone accustomed to being obeyed immediately. Police sirens wailed in the distance as Lisa's live stream showed her followers the completed data transfer. The original hospital footage was now preserved and publicly accessible, showing Marcus's professional restraint and Blake's unprovoked aggression in crystal clear detail. Within hours, the story had completely reversed. The viral videos were exposed as deliberate manipulation, and Blake's family found themselves facing federal charges for conspiracy and public corruption. The hospital board issued a formal apology and offered Marcus his job back with a promotion to head of security, but the real vindication came when Marcus returned to his rounds at Metropolitan General. The night shift staff greeted him with genuine respect, and Dr. Mitchell stopped by to personally thank him for maintaining professionalism under impossible circumstances. As Marcus walked his familiar patrol route, checking on patients and ensuring everyone's safety, he reflected on the lesson that had emerged from the chaos. True strength wasn't about winning fights or proving dominance, it was about protecting others and standing firm when principles were tested. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead, the monitors beeped softly, and Marcus Chen continued his quiet vigil, knowing that sometimes the most important battles are fought not with weapons, but with integrity and the courage to do what's right.